Hello all. Time to do the update on the Specialized S-Works Epic 8. This time I have a little script just to keep myself on track. So if you see me look away and I don't edit it out, just the way I'm gonna do things. I'm primarily a road cyclist, so my thoughts on this bike should be relevant to a lot of people who aren't doing 4-foot drop-offs and the big jumps. I'm just a cross-country rider, and here in Texas, hate to say it, I don't like riding outside when it's below 60 degrees and the wind gets really strong in the winter. And even when I lived in the Northeast, that's how I got into mountain biking in the winters. When you're in the woods, you're out of the wind, you're sheltered. So I'm not a crazy risk-taking mountain biker. And I've been riding about 40 years. So according to Strava, I've got about 190 miles and roughly 18 hours of ride time. So far the bike has been fantastic compared to my 2018 Epic. The one thing I've realized is I didn't actually ever weigh the bike. So we'll stick it on the stand. I think it's roughly 24 pounds, maybe just over, but that's where we'll start. Okay, we've got the bike in the stand with pedals. 23 pounds, 13 ounces. I'm actually kind of surprised it's that light. My 2018 was 2018 Epic was 22 pounds without a dropper post. I had to switch hand grips because after working construction as an electrician many years, my hands go numb. So these Ergon GS1 grips do the trick. They're not crazy heavy or anything. I did set this bike up with just a straight bar, and I went with a 70mm stem, just a tad bit longer than what comes stock. I think it's a 40 or a 50 that comes stock. I'm not actually positive. So far, the flight attendant has been fantastic. My only concern is, now I got the bike clean, is the rear shock seems to show a lot of oil residue after a ride. It does stay, the pedal mode is pretty impressive. It doesn't do a lot of bobbing when you're riding. One of the other things I have to say is, I know they say you can run this suspension without a power meter crankset with just a pedal sensor, but when you start putting a little bit of power, an extra force on the pedals, it will lock the suspension. It'll go into lock mode out of pedal mode. And then I have to say, the handling of this, I read because they changed the geometry of the head angle, that it wouldn't be as nimble going through tight twisties. But I haven't found that to be the case, so I don't know what they exactly did. Maybe the bottom bracket is lower, but it seems to handle just as well as my Epic 8, my 2018 Epic. I think the wheels have been the biggest surprise. is these carbon fiber spokes take so much of, I guess you would call it, vibration energy out of it. They ride so smooth. And I think the wheels are roughly 100 grams lighter. So maybe that's part of, they feel like they just spin up a lot faster. The new brakes are actually a lot better too. These level Ultimates, they are not as grabby right at the top when you first squeeze the levers like my old bike. And maybe only a couple of the, I don't know if you call it downsides, but this shifter pod, I wish you could extend it down a little bit. It seems like the top button is just a little bit too close to the bar for me. And also I moved this to the inside of the brake clamp. It just felt a little bit better to me. And the batteries, the front fork battery, I don't know the exact, what did I say? I got 18 hours, so I guess maybe I got like 9 hours out of the fork, and it told me it needed to be charged. The other batteries were fine. The rear derailleur didn't seem like it took any charge at all when I put it onto the charger. And the only thing I could say is, if you get this bike, you know, and it also has a battery for the dropper post, is to invest in the 4-bank charger like I have here. This way you could just stick all 4 batteries in there. Well, that's my 1-month update. Be doing some traveling. It rained here this week a lot, so the trails are still wet. I'm not sure I'll get out to ride this weekend, but at least the weather got warm. Last Monday, 31 degrees and snow. Today, it's supposed to be 70 and in the 70s over the weekend. So hope this video helped some of you guys out. Just coming from a regular old guy bike rider who's not trying to shred the trails to pieces and just wants to enjoy a good ride. More to come in the future. Be doing some videos down in Florida in the next few weeks. Bringing a gravel bike. Ciao, ciao.